I started off the morning by getting some studying done on the top floor of our dorm. This was one of my favorite parts about living here, and one of the main reasons why I didn't move to the other dorm, which was closer to the ice rink. It was like literally a 10-minute walk, but I still wanted to live here because the lounge was just genuinely one of the parts that really made up my semester abroad. It was a place where everyone was always hanging out, and it was just a great place to study, so this is where I loved starting off my day. Once I was done studying, I headed to Prague 1. I'm actually living in Prague 6, so I have to take the tram there, but I did actually make a pit stop and picked up one of my favorite espresso cheesecakes from a nearby cafe, and then I took the tram to Prague 1. I got some lunch and I ate my cheesecake before heading to the NYU buildings. These are the two NYU buildings that are located right in the center of Old Town Square. I think it's just so special, and it was really cool to be able to walk here every day and go to class. I went to the library to get some more studying done because I had a test in my Russian language class in about an hour, and I was definitely not prepared for it. I'm in the library studying a little bit before my next class. I have like 30 minutes until my class starts. My Russian test actually went okay, and right after I had my Eastern European film class where we just basically watch a bunch of old Czech films, and I actually really enjoy it. It's 6:30, I just finished class and I'm waiting to meet up with some people for an event. Today NYU got us tickets to a Dia de los Muertos event that was happening in Prague 6. There were a bunch of food trucks and music and dancing. It was honestly a really good time, and I have missed having Latin food so much, so the food trucks here were definitely a really surprising treat. Morning guys, it is 6:30 in the morning. I got up about an hour ago and just like chilled a little bit, but I have to get ready now to head over to set. I am working as a makeup artist on set. And I'm actually like really excited about this. I love working on set. It's like one of my favorite things to do. So on my way to set, I was called by the director and they needed someone to go to a grocery store and pick up a whole fish, like literally an entire fish. And it is by far probably the weirdest request I've ever been asked to do on a film, but I was more than happy to do it. So I went and picked up 5 full fish. Like, they weren't alive, but like real fish. It was crazy. I could not believe what I was doing. The set was such a beautiful location, and they didn't need me right away, so I just helped the grips tape up the windows so we could shoot day for night. And once the actors got there, I started working on scars. So usually on set, I work on the camera department. I love working on camera, but lately I've been getting called for a lot of special effects makeup work, which I just love so much. I'm learning to love balancing working on camera department and art department, but it's just been so much fun, and it's a very different way to be creative on set, which I really appreciate. There were actually 4 makeup artists on set since there was a lot going into this makeup look. We were all working simultaneously to speed up the process. The shoot is completely wrapped and I stopped at home and ate some food. It's been a few hours and now I have a bunch of props with me so that I can go to the set for tomorrow's film and start doing the design for it because I'm the production designer. And I just thought we would save time tomorrow by starting tonight. The next morning, because I set up last night, I didn't need to be there until 8 a.m. So the scene honestly wasn't too complicated, but I wanted to be as efficient as possible, especially since I was working pretty closely with the director on the shoot and I didn't want anything to be in the way during actual shooting. And being PD on set is actually so chill. I love organizing Excel sheets for all the props and scenes. It was honestly very cool to use a different part of my brain on set that I have not used before. Overall, today was very chill. We did 3 different setups in the first location, and once it was dark out, we packed up the van with all the equipment and headed to FAMU, which is the film school here in Prague that hosts the NYU 35mm film program. And we just had one scene where we used our professor's office, and I did very light PD work here. It was pretty much already set up to look exactly how the director wanted. The day was on the more chill side, but it was still a 12-hour day, so I was absolutely exhausted by the end of it, and I knocked out when I got home. When I woke up that morning, my roommate was directing her film in our kitchen, but I wasn't scheduled to be on set today, so I'm gonna be completely honest. All I did today was laundry, and I watched like 3 movies in bed. I really needed a lazy day to rest and reset before the rest of the week. I was finally able to get my skates shipped here. I was so unbelievably excited to be skating again, and there was actually a really good rink here in Prague. I'm so hyped. I've been waiting for this for so long. I didn't get on the ice today, but even having skates and getting them mounted was a huge win, and I was so ecstatic. I quickly went to my Russian class, which is definitely my favorite class of the semester, and then went to drop off some film at the film development place near campus. I'm trying on my skates right now, just to like walk and break them in a little bit before I skate on them on Friday. And they are so comfortable. I am absolutely in love with these. My last skates were too big on me, so they were extremely uncomfortable and very painful. And now that I finally have the right size, like it just feels like so comfortable. I could like stand in these all day. My last skates, I couldn't even skate in them for half a session, like 30 minutes. And now these, I feel like I could just like be in them for hours. Like it just feels so nice to finally have like good skates. I spent the next morning studying for an exam for my Czech architecture class I had. This class is actually quite difficult, and I have so much respect for art history majors because there is just so much to remember, and so much history and so much context with each piece that I'm really struggling to keep inside my brain. The really good thing about this class though is that the professor does not really teach inside the classroom at all. 80% of our class is spent walking around Prague and actually looking at the architecture and learning about the history of the buildings we walk past every single day. And we also take field trips to more notable places like the castle and St. Charles Church. Hi, I have had a very chaotic day. I just got back from class, and I also had some food. I just didn't vlog anything because my Airbnb to going to Milan in 2 days just got canceled. I was trying to figure everything out over the phone. But right now I have a meeting in about 2 minutes to discuss a pitch meeting that I have in 2 weeks for a film that I'm DPing next semester. Hopefully that shouldn't take too long because I am kind of cramped for time. I have a lot of assignments due today, and I have an event that I'm going to tonight. So yeah. This night was so much fun because a big group of us went to play laser tag, and it was one of the most fun things I've ever done because there were so many of us and we had such big teams, so everyone was just like running everywhere. It was crazy. Today, my Russian class decided to take us to a library with rare and historical Russian literature, and we got to see a lot of old propaganda posters from the early 20th century and talk about the historical context while also trying to read the acrylic text. And I love this class because the teacher is so incredibly nice, and not only does she teach us so much, but she brings us on fantastic field trips. So like, for example, we went to just eat Russian food during class one day, and then she also brought us to the Philharmonic. Didn't really have anything to do with Russian culture or Russian context or language, but she really wanted to go. And honestly, it's just a very immersive class that teaches us a lot of culture through language that I really appreciate. Right after Russian, I have to run back to campus after we left the library to go to my Eastern European film class. That is all for my full week in Prague. I headed to Milan the following day, which is one of the reasons why I love Prague so much. It is so easy to travel everywhere, and also Prague is just such a beautiful city and one of my favorite places I've ever been. So I definitely think I made the right decision by studying here. Also, I did bring my skates to Milan, and that's where I skated on them for the first time, but I've been skating in Prague regularly ever since.